A pleasure to get to talk to new assistant head coach and offense coordinator Eric Bieniemy, Washington Commanders. You had a great line in your introductory press conference there. You said, "Why not Washington?"
Exactly.
When did this team get on your radar and start looking at the talent and looking at this opportunity?
Well, first of all, we had an opportunity to play them over the past 2 years. This previous year was in the preseason, but the COVID year, I think it was, we came out here and played, and you just saw the potential. And obviously, you can't help but notice and recognize what was taking place on defense. And then obviously being the offensive coordinator, a number of these guys that are on this team right now, we've interviewed and had interest in these guys at the Combine. And so you can see the young talent. On top of that, Coach Rivera is a man of integrity. He's a great leader of men. And so why not take this opportunity? I think the sky could be the limit.
You say comfort is the enemy of progress.
Yes, sir.
How much progress do you think you can make here?
Well, anything is possible. And at the end of the day, if you're putting in the necessary time and energy, you can make a number of things happen. And that's the importance of having an off season. Okay? The importance of having OTAs, getting an opportunity to interact with these guys when they do come in the building. And then the importance of having training camp and vet mini camps. Those are very important because now the chemistry is formulated and now those bonds are built. And so there's a lot you can do, okay? But when it's all said and done with, we have to go out and produce.
What about some specific talent you have on offense? Let's talk receivers, McLaurin, Dotson, Curtis Samuel. What do you think of that group that may be the most talented on this team?
I think it's a unique group. I don't want to talk about any one particular group right now because I'm still going through the evaluation process. But obviously, hell, I'm a football fan too. So obviously you notice what is taking place out on the perimeter, what the tight ends have done here, and also what the guys have done in the backfield. So being a fan of football, you can't help but be a fan of people. But when it's all said and done with, I still got to do my due diligence in making sure I'm taking the necessary time of evaluating and giving everybody their proper due.
Totally fair. You've been a part of developing a young quarterback. It looks like that'll be the situation here in Washington. How do you approach a player like Sam Howell that's only had one career start? He's got 11 career completions. How do you work on getting him where he needs to be by September and 2 years from now and 5 years from now?
Once upon a time, Patrick Mahomes had one career start, okay? And he won in that last game as well. So the journey is ahead, but the only thing that you just want to do is make sure you're invested in him when the time is right. And the thing about it, you want to find out everything that he knows, and you just want to create challenges and knowing that he's going to embrace the challenge, but also understanding that along the way, it's not going to be perfect, okay? But the thing about it, he also understands that his job is to lead and gain a complete understanding of what we're presenting. So I'm fired up. I know this kid is a smart kid. He loves ball. He's a gym rat. So that's all you can ask for, okay?
You said something that you're not concerned about the numbers. You're concerned about wins and losses. I feel like, and you may disagree, there's kind of an internal struggle within pro football between the analytics community that wants to talk about process and other folks who want to talk about results. You seem results driven, and I believe this team will respond to that. How do you go about making it clear this is a results business?
It's a results driven business. It's professional football. We got to find ways to win. And that's all that matters. And so when it's all said and done with, this is why I don't focus on numbers. If we're doing it and investing in each other, guess what? The numbers will take care of itself. And so that's all about the off season. That's all about the chemistry that's being made. That's all learning about what it means to be committed, what it means to be accountable to one another, okay, and what it means to be resilient. And so these are the things that I want to focus on as a group so guys understand that, hey, if we're invested, okay, we learn to be resilient and we're committed and we're accountable, we're giving ourselves a chance. The football stuff will take care of itself. That's going to be a challenge. But along the way, if you learn some of those principles and understand how it impacts everyone, then guess what? The team building will start and guys will start finding ways of dragging themselves across the finish line when it's all said and done with.
Speaking of the finish line, I think the most recent Super Bowl win, considering you have two of them, the offensive line performance in that game was masterful. And I think a lot of that's game plan, but a lot of that is those guys' guts and everything they did. How do you go about building that kind of line and cohesion here?
Well, at the end of the day, we just got to make sure we're doing a great job of evaluating. And I'm sure Marty Herney, Martin Mayhew, and Stokes They're going to do a great job of presenting some players. Obviously, we're going through this process right now of free agency and also getting ready for the combine. So we'll build it the right way, and I have a tremendous amount of faith and trust in them. And when it's all said and done with, we just got to find the best people who happen to be the best players that can fit and do what we want them to do.
Last one for me. How would you describe just your philosophy, your offensive philosophy, your coaching philosophy?
Win or go home.
Simple.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate the time, man.